Hi everyone, welcome back to Ayesha's English Oasis, aka AEO. In today's video, I'm going to show you how you can use my AEO Community Anthem music video as a classroom text by applying Tomlinson's text-driven framework. If you have already watched my earlier video where I introduce and explain the framework, then it is definitely worth revisiting, because that one focuses more on the theory in detail. In this lesson, however, we are shifting our attention towards something much more practical, which is how to bring the framework to life in the classroom. The text we are working with today is quite special because it comes from my AEO Community Anthem, which I created as a music video for the channel. In many ways, it works as a kind of theme song for AEO since it reflects ideas of community, learning, and creating a space where everyone feels welcome and supported. So, let's get into it. Let's start with a quick recap. Tomlinson's text-driven approach is based on the key principle, which is learners should experience a text before analyzing it. Instead of starting with vocabulary or grammar, we guide students through 6 stages: readiness, experiential, intake response, development 1, input response, and development 2. And I'm going to walk you through each stage using this song lesson. Stage 1, readiness. This stage is all about activating schemata, getting students thinking and feeling before they see the text. So in my lesson, I don't show the lyrics at all. Instead, I guide students through a visualization. For example, imagine you're walking on a hot road. The sun is heavy. Then you find an oasis. Then students discuss what they saw, what they felt, what an oasis means to them. The key here is that we're building mental imagery and emotional engagement. Then I play the song without the lyrics. Students focus on the mood, the feeling, not the words. Stage 2, experiential. Now students experience the text for the first time. And this is really important. There is no language analysis. There is no vocabulary pre-teaching, just meaning. First, I give them the lyrics and ask, what is this song about? Is it a place, a feeling, or a community? And then a simple reaction. What line do you like? This stage is about connection, not correction. Stage 3, intake response. Now we move into personal meaning. Students reflect on what feels true for them and what feels different. Then we personalize. What is your English oasis? It could be a classroom, a teacher, a moment. They also complete prompts like, learning English is like ... This is where students really take in the text and make it their own. Stage 4, development activity 1. Now we get creative, but still meaning focused. Students can add a new verse, change the perspective, move the oasis to a different context. For example, what if this song was written by a nervous beginner? They're not analyzing language yet. They're playing with meaning. Stage 5, input response, noticing. Only now do we look at the language. Students explore things like metaphors. For example, language is a river, repetition in the chorus, inclusive language like everyone, everywhere. We ask questions like, why use metaphor instead of direct language? What effect does repetition have? This stage is about noticing how the text works, not just what it means. Stage 6, Development Activity 2. Finally, students create something new based on what they've noticed. They might write their own learning anthem, use metaphors, include repetition, or even perform it as spoken word. Now their input is more informed, more deliberate, and more creative. Why this approach works? Well, what I love about Tomlinson's framework is that it prioritizes emotional engagement, encourages deep processing, and moves from experience to reflection, to analysis, and then finally to creation. Instead of read, answer, check, we get feel, think, respond, create. Well, that's it. Let me know in the comments what you think of this lesson idea. And if you haven't already, check out my AEO Community Anthem music video. It's a great way to bring this lesson to life in your classroom. I'd also love to hear from you. How do you usually teach with texts? Would you try this approach? Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next lesson at Ayesha's English Oasis, aka AEO. Until next time, bye!